White blood cells, the immune system's frontline defenders. How Nutrition, Oxidative Stress, and Lifestyle Shape Human Immunity, by Azlan Adnan, M.A. Friday the 29th of May 2026. Dedication. For my friend in health. Analu NYONG. Most people know that red blood cells carry oxygen throughout the body because they contain hemoglobin. Far fewer people understand the equally vital role of white blood cells, the specialized immune cells that defend the human body against bacteria, viruses, fungi, parasites, toxins, and abnormal cells. White blood cells are not involved in oxygen transport. They are part of the immune system and function as the body's biological defense force. Red blood cells are primarily transport cells. White blood cells are combat, surveillance, intelligence, repair, and coordination cells. Without white blood cells, even minor infections could become fatal. A healthy immune system depends heavily on the body's ability to continuously produce strong, functional, and properly regulated white blood cells. The bone marrow is the primary production center for white blood cells. This process is known as leukapheresis. Several types of white blood cells exist, each with specialized functions. Neutrophils are rapid response cells that attack bacteria and fungi. Lymphocytes include T cells and B cells, which coordinate immune memory and antibody production. Monocytes help remove dead tissue and pathogens. Eosinophils help combat parasites and participate in allergic responses. Basophils release histamine and help regulate inflammation. Together, these cells form a highly sophisticated defense network. The human immune system constantly faces attack from environmental toxins, poor diet, pollution, smoking, chronic stress, sleep deprivation, sedentary living, alcohol excess, and infections. One major mechanism of cellular damage is oxidative stress. Oxidative stress occurs when unstable molecules known as free radicals overwhelm the body's antioxidant defenses. These unstable molecules damage proteins, fats, cell membranes, mitochondria, and DNA. White blood cells are particularly vulnerable because they are metabolically active and constantly replicating during immune responses. Excessive oxidative stress weakens immune efficiency and increases inflammation. Chronic inflammation and oxidative damage are associated with numerous diseases, including cardiovascular disease, diabetes, neurodegenerative disorders, autoimmune disease, and certain cancers. The immune system therefore requires constant nutritional support. Nutrition plays a central role in maintaining healthy white blood cell production and function. The body cannot manufacture immune cells efficiently without adequate vitamins, minerals, amino acids, healthy fats, and phytonutrients. Vitamin A is essential for immune regulation and mucosal integrity. It helps maintain the protective linings of the respiratory tract, digestive tract, and other tissues exposed to the external environment. Good sources include carrots, pumpkin, sweet potatoes, spinach, kale, and dark green leafy vegetables. Beta-carotene from plant foods is converted into vitamin A within the body. Vitamin C is one of the best-known immune support nutrients. It functions as a powerful antioxidant and supports neutrophil activity, cellular defense, and tissue repair. Excellent sources include guava, kiwi fruit, oranges, lemons, papaya, strawberries, broccoli, capsicum, and tomatoes. Guava is particularly rich in vitamin C. Vitamin E protects immune cell membranes from oxidative damage. It also supports T-cell function. Rich sources include almonds, sunflower seeds, hazelnuts, avocados, wheat germ, and olive oil. Nuts and seeds are especially valuable because they also contain healthy fats and trace minerals. Zinc is critically important for white blood cell production, immune signaling, wound healing, and T-cell development. Even mild zinc deficiency can impair immune function. Good plant-based zinc sources include pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, lentils, chickpeas, beans, oats, quinoa, and cashews. Animal sources include seafood, eggs, and lean meat. Iron is often associated only with hemoglobin and red blood cells, but iron also supports immune cell metabolism and cellular energy systems. Low iron status may weaken immune responsiveness. Plant-based iron sources include lentils, spinach, tofu, beans, pumpkin seeds, quinoa, and dark leafy greens. A note about heme iron. Heme iron, found in animal products like red meat, poultry, and fish, is indeed more readily absorbed by the body than non-heme iron from plant sources. The body absorbs heme iron at a much higher rate, which can be beneficial for preventing iron deficiency. However, excessive intake of heme iron can be problematic. Research shows that high levels of heme iron contribute to oxidative stress, as it can promote the formation of free radicals and damaged cells. Over time, this oxidative damage can increase the risk of chronic diseases, including heart disease and certain cancers. Thus, while heme iron can play a key role in preventing deficiency, it's important to balance intake with plant-based sources and antioxidants. Vitamin C improves plant iron absorption significantly. As such, when plant-based iron is paired with vitamin C-rich foods like citrus fruits, bell peppers, and broccoli, the uptake of non-heme iron from plant sources such as lentils, beans, tofu, and spinach is greatly enhanced. With this combination, many people can meet their daily iron needs on a plant-based diet. As long as the diet is diverse and includes regular sources of vitamin C, plant iron can provide adequate levels without the risks of excessive oxidative stress. In this way, a well-balanced plant-based diet supported by vitamin C can fully meet iron requirements while protecting against oxidative damage. Protein. Protein is essential because immune cells are made from amino acids. Insufficient protein intake may impair antibody production and immune recovery. Good plant proteins include lentils, soy products, tempeh, tofu, chickpeas, peas, beans, nuts, and seeds. A diversified plant-based diet can provide adequate protein when properly planned. Omega-3 fatty acids help regulate inflammation. Chronic excessive inflammation damages tissues and weakens immune balance. Good sources include flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, and fatty fish such as smash, salmon, mackerel, anchovy, sardine, and herring. The balance between inflammation and immune defense is extremely important. Polyphenols and phytonutrients from colorful plant foods also support immune resilience. These compounds are antioxidants that help neutralize oxidative stress and reduce inflammatory burden. Berries, turmeric, green tea, cocoa, grapes, onions, garlic, and cruciferous vegetables contain powerful protective compounds. Many of these foods have been studied extensively for their antioxidant effects. The microbiome also influences white blood cell regulation. Trillions of bacteria within the digestive system interact continuously with the immune system. Fiber-rich foods support beneficial gut bacteria. A healthy microbiome strengthens immune communication and inflammatory control. Important fiber sources include vegetables, fruits, legumes, oats, barley, brown rice, nuts, and seeds. Fermented foods may also support gut health. Coffee, tea, and caffeine. Caffeine, widely consumed in coffee and tea, is a stimulant that boosts alertness by blocking adenosine receptors in the brain. While moderate coffee intake can improve focus, it must be carefully timed to support white blood cell production. Professor Andrew Huberman of Stanford advises waiting at least 90 minutes after waking before drinking coffee and ensuring it's not consumed past 12 noon. This approach helps prevent a midday cortisol spike and avoids energy crashes later. By following this timing, you support a balanced circadian rhythm, ensuring restful sleep. Adequate sleep, in turn, is vital for white blood cell production, since immune cells regenerate and coordinate during deep sleep. Thus, by using caffeine judiciously, in the morning and early afternoon, you preserve your natural energy cycle and create the optimal conditions for a healthy white blood cell count. A note about avocados. I would like to dispel a popular myth about avocados being good for raising white blood cell counts. It's my duty to balance practical advice with a bit of caution, so that you, dear reader, don't get misled. While avocados are indeed nutrient-dense, they're rich in healthy fats, vitamin E, and some vitamin C, all of which support general immune function. But there's no specific, strong clinical evidence that avocados directly boost white blood cell count. They're a great part of a balanced diet, but they won't be a magic fix on their own. So it's best to rely on a whole food, varied approach, rather than single foods as a quick solution. Avocados can play a role as part of a varied plant-based diet. Sleep. Nutrition alone, however, is not enough. Lifestyle profoundly affects immune performance. Sleep deprivation suppresses immune efficiency and increases inflammation. Most adults require approximately 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep nightly. Chronic psychological stress elevates cortisol levels. Excess cortisol can suppress immune activity over time. Regular physical activity improves circulation, metabolic health, and immune surveillance. Sedentary living weakens overall physiological resilience. Smoking damages immune cells directly and increases oxidative stress dramatically. Excessive alcohol intake also impairs white blood cell function. Sunlight exposure supports vitamin D synthesis. Vitamin D plays an important regulatory role in immune activity and inflammatory balance. The immune system does not depend upon a single superfood. It depends upon long-term dietary patterns and overall metabolic health. No supplement can compensate fully for chronic sleep deprivation, ultra-processed diets, smoking, inactivity, severe obesity, or unmanaged stress. Health emerges from systems, habits, and consistency. The body is constantly repairing, defending, adapting, and regenerating itself. White blood cells are among the most important guardians of that process. Supporting them requires intelligent nutrition, healthy living, reduced oxidative stress, and respect for the body's biological design. The immune system is not merely a medical concept. It is the foundation of survival itself. Important note on event registration fees. Super Early Bird. Donation received by the 30th of June 2026. Minimum donation of 100 ringgits. Early Bird. Donation received between the 1st and the 31st of July 2026. Minimum donation of 150 ringgits. Normal registration. Donation received between the 1st and the 31st of August 2026. Minimum donation of 200 ringgits. Late registration. Donation received between 1st to 5th September 2026. Minimum donation of 500 ringgits. All proceeds after deducting third-party costs will go towards Azlan Adnan's various ongoing eye treatments to hopefully reverse or at least arrest his macular degeneration, cataracts, photophobia, mydriasis, dry eyes, and etc. This is mission critical as, if his vision fails, he'll no longer be able to produce, edit, or upload videos. Your voluntary contributions and donations are a critical success factor. As such, your generosity, empathy, compassion, and kindness are well and truly appreciated. We thank you in advance for your invaluable help and assistance in making this event a resounding success.
Vegivore Food Therapy proudly presents Ask Me Anything on nutrition.
Your attention, please. Vegivore Food Therapy proudly organizes a unique, transformative event on Saturday, 5 September 2026, starting at 12:30 hours at the Hungry Tapir, 135 Jalan Petaling Street, 50000, Kuala Lumpur. For a minimum donation of 100 ringgit, attendees will secure a seat at this rare opportunity. Azlan Adnan, M.A., polymath and autodidact, will guide the session. A writer and researcher in nutrition science, Azlan has authored dozens of books on plant-based bioactives, antioxidants, and the chemistry of whole foods. In this session, he will lead a dynamic Ask Me Anything on nutrition session. All 30 of his nutrition books are in the public domain and are downloadable at the link below. Attendees must read these books in advance and come prepared with their questions. This is a singular chance to engage with one of today's leading independent nutrition thinkers. Don't miss it. A healthy, whole food, plant-based lunch with the menu curated by Azlan Adnan will be served. No need to write your name in the reference of the bank transfer, as it will automatically be displayed, but include your phone number in case we need to contact you for any last-minute changes.
We will also celebrate Azlan's 68th birthday. About the author. Azlan Adnan, M.A., is a writer and independent researcher whose work focuses on nutrition science, food systems, and the biological foundations of human health. His writing examines how natural foods contain complex compounds that interact with human physiology in ways that may support long-term well-being. He has a particular interest in plant-based bioactive compounds such as polyphenols, carotenoids, flavonoids, and other phytochemicals found in fruits, vegetables, herbs, spices, algae, and fungi. His research explores how these compounds function in plants and how they may influence human nutrition when consumed as part of a balanced diet. Azlan approaches nutrition from a multidisciplinary perspective, drawing on biochemistry, plant biology, and public health nutrition. His work aims to translate complex scientific concepts into clear explanations so that readers can better understand the nutritional value of everyday foods. He is the author of several books examining natural sources of antioxidants and other dietary compounds. Author of the antioxidant series, Antioxidants in Herbs and Spices, Antioxidants in Algae, Microalgae, and Fungi, Antioxidants in Fruits and Vegetables, Antioxidants in Nuts and Seeds, Antioxidants in Berries. Author of the nutrient series, Macronutrients, Volume 1, Carbohydrates, Macronutrients, Volume 2, Lipids, Macronutrients, Volume 3, Proteins, Micronutrients, Vitamins, Trace Elements, and Minerals, Anti-nutrients, the hidden blockers in your food, Phytonutrients, the quiet power of plants, Water, the forgotten fourth, a macronutrient you can't ignore, other books on health and nutrition, Tuberculosis Briefing Paper, 2nd edition, Aslan's 5-Powder Manifesto, Eating the Greek Way, How Cultural Habits Support Health Without Trying, Ideology on a Plate, How Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Turned U.S. Dietary Guidelines into a Scientific Farce, Maslow in 2026, A Practical Guide to Actual Needs, Not Scrollable Wishes. These works form part of an ongoing series exploring the chemistry, biological roles, and nutritional significance of bioactive compounds in plant foods. Through his writing, Azlan advocates a practical food-first approach to nutrition. His work emphasizes whole foods, dietary diversity, and balanced eating patterns rather than reliance on isolated nutrients or supplements. He holds a Master of Arts in International Business and Management from the University of Westminster in London and writes extensively on nutrition science, health, and food-based approaches to long-term well-being. Azlan Adnan, the quiet revolutionary of real food writing. Azlan Adnan, M.A., is a Malaysian polymath who spent decades turning food into philosophy. Raw, unfiltered, no hype. You won't find him pushing superfoods or miracle diets. He dissects what actually works. Whole plants, spices, microbes, and the quiet chemistry that keeps bodies humming. With over 30 books, self-published, shared freely on Z Library, Facebook groups, Telegram channels, Aslan's output is prolific. Part manifesto, part manual. Early works like Spring Has Sprung, a psychological thriller, and travelogues On the Road to the East Coast reveal his roots in journalism, advertising, and storytelling. But nutrition became his mission. Educated with a Master of Arts in International Business and Management from the University of Westminster, London, he taught at the School of Management, Royal Holloway, London, while pursuing doctoral research in business strategy and environmental management, specializing in the international timber trade. That academic backbone, rigor, systems thinking, sustainability, bleeds into his food writing. No fluff, just evidence. The core series, the Macronutrients Trilogy, Volume 1 on carbohydrates, glucose, fiber, metabolism, Volume 2 on lipids, fats, omega-3s, inflammation, Volume 3 on proteins, repair, enzymes, muscle. Then micronutrients, water, and anti-nutrients, the plant world's double-edged sword. Anti-nutrients are naturally occurring compounds in whole foods, phytates, oxalates, lectins, goitrogens, that can bind minerals, block enzymes, or mess with absorption. They evolved as plant defenses, but in us, they steal iron from spinach, calcium from kale, or spike gut irritation from raw beans. Variety wins. 30 plants a week, not monodiets. Raw's romantic, but cooked smarter. Add spice blends like Aslan's 5-Powder Manifesto, turmeric mixes for real anti-inflammation, and you've got a library that says, eat wide, not weird. Why release it all into the public domain? Because knowledge isn't currency. It's oxygen. Azlan watched corporations gatekeep health, paywalls on papers, patented supplements, proprietary blends that hide what works. He refuses. His books aren't for sale. They're for spread. No DRM, no ads, no ego. Just files anyone can download, print, share. He says it plain. If one person in a kampong swaps white rice for brown or steams kailan instead of boiling it, that's the win, not royalties. He's no gatekeeper. His Facebook, Azlan Green Party, Instagram, and YouTube drop bite-sized truths. Traffic light WFPB guides, eye health talks on lutein, vegan journeys. He credits tradition, curries, forest mushrooms, seaweed from tides, and lives it. Unpeeled carrots, home ferments, no moralizing. 30-plus titles aren't about volume. They're depth. Carbs to phytonutrients, water to gut bugs. Azlan doesn't sell health. He hands you the tools. Read him and your plate changes. Not because you're broken, because you're built for better. A heartfelt light. To every soul whose hand did give, you've helped me dream, helped me live. In darkest hours your light came through, with hearts so kind, so pure, so true. Your gifts, like stars in deepest night, have steered me gently toward the light. Each coin, each word, each silent prayer, a thread of hope, so rich, so rare. My eyes once dimmed, now seek the skies, and slowly, clearer visions rise. Because of you, I dare to see the world again. Its grace, its plea. Your compassion's flame will not just stay with me alone. It lights the way for others wandering through despair to feel the warmth of selfless care. You've shown what love in action means, in quiet ways through giving scenes. You've built a bridge from soul to soul and made the broken feel more whole. So let this thanks rise like a song, a melody both soft and strong. May your example gently call more hearts to rise to give. To fall into the joy of lifting pain, of planting hope where none remains. Your kindness walks beside me still, a light, a love, a living will.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to show your support. thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to show your support.